Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Abby and this is my E92 335i. So in this video, I'm going to be fixing my ABS DSC malfunction light. So basically, I checked the codes on MHD and it's saying my left wheel speed sensor is it's missing. So how the xdrive and ABS, all those systems work is like this. So each wheel has a wheel speed sensor which measures the wheel speed. Now, for the ABS and DSC, all those systems to work, the computer needs to know the wheel speed for all four wheels at all times to decide to take away power from one of the wheels, do all its calculations to give you the best traction possible. Now, if one of your wheel speed sensors is faulty, it's either going to give a faulty signal or it's not going to give a wheel speed altogether. So basically, the computer doesn't know the wheel speed of one of the wheels, and you will get an ABS DSC malfunction light on your dashboard, and it's going to take power away from your car. So in order to fix this problem, we're going to replace the wheel speed sensor. I took the wheel off, and this is the sensor that we're looking at. I already picked up a sensor for like 25 bucks, I think. The company is ATE, I believe, and there's different sensors for the front and different sensors for the back. So I got the ones for the front, and I'm gonna remove it. It looks like just the one Allen key to take it off from back here. Do you wanna zoom in here? Just maybe take the camera from up there. So as you can see, this is the sensor, and there's a hex key right there, and it goes all the way up here. Bring it up here. Goes all the way up here into this box here, and that's where my connector goes in. Remove this from here, remove the sensor, replace it with a new one, and then we'll see if it fixes my problems. Yep. So I believe this sensor wall behind the sensor is stuck to the bracket that it sits on. I'm just gonna put a screwdriver in there, try and tap it just to remove it. Okay, so that's what the old sensor looks like. Obviously, I think it was touching, probably broken, I don't even know. But let's just replace it. I think the new one's a little bit longer than the older one. Doesn't really matter. What matters is the sensor and the connector. Now is where the sensor sits on the wall. I'm just gonna file this out just a little bit just to make sure there's no rust or nothing. Just using this file. Probably a sandpaper would work better, but I don't have a sandpaper. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, so the new sensor, I'll put the sensor in first and then I'll connect the connector. Actually, yeah, I'll do that first. Okay, so as you can see, I couldn't get the sensor all the way in because the inside, there's a little bit of rust in there. So I'm gonna leave it like this for now and then see if my codes go away. It should be fine. It should pick up a reading. It's not that far off, a couple of mil maybe. I just wanna try this for now, because it's pretty hard to take the sensor back out too, because if I do, that's probably gonna break. And this is gonna have tension in there, so over time it's gonna push itself in, hopefully. Okay, so I'll route the wires just how they were before. I'll put one in here, this one was in here. Hey guys, so basically what ended up happening was I installed everything else, but the connector that I was using for the new one was not the connector that I had with the old one. Here, as you can see, hold on, let me get the light. You see?
No. Yeah.
As you can see, there's two plastic shims in there, like the lines. For this one is going this way, one is going this way. For this one, both are going this way. So I can't use this connector. So I got this connector, well, I got this sensor from somewhere in Kitchener. So I'm not driving all the way back there just to get a new one. So basically what I ended up doing is I'm planning on using the old connector and the new sensor. Now, I cut the wires open, and yeah, there's two wires in there. One I believe is to power the sensor, and the other one is to send the signal back. Yeah, let's see if it works. All right, moment of truth. Oh, the lights are gone. Okay, so apparently I did a good job. I do still have a check engine light on, but before this I had the ABS DSC everything malfunction light on. I'm just gonna try and see if I can get a little bit more information here. After that, I'm just gonna put in my MHD and check for any codes. Flat tire, that's okay. I'm gonna reset this just in case. No. Reset. Okay. Track control. Okay, service due. That's all good. I think we're good to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna hop off the phone for a second. I'm just gonna reset the codes, delete the messages. Sorry, delete the codes, whatever I have, and then I'll catch you in a second. So I tried to turn the car on and I still had the same codes. So basically what I'm doing is switching the wires. So before I had, well, for now I have yellow and pink coming out of the connector, and I connected them yellow to black and pink to white, and I was still getting the code. So I believe my wiring was wrong. So I'm just gonna switch them up and then give it a try again. So now I have pink from the connector going to the black that goes to the sensor, and yellow from the connector connected to the white going to the sensor, and we'll give it a try. Okay, so again, it didn't work. But this time what was happening was I used to get the ABS, DSC, all the malfunction light as soon as I turned the car on. When I wired them previously, as soon as I turned the car on, the codes would be gone, and after like, I don't know, a few seconds, the codes would come up. Which I believe what I learned from this is before the connection was good, but the sensor was getting a faulty signal because the sensor wasn't sitting all the way in. So what I did was I used the file to basically like bring the size down a little bit so it sits more flush. Like before it was sitting a little bit like this instead of this. So hopefully this should work. So I switched the connections again. I filed this and I'll put it back in there. Right there, in that hole right there. And then I'll give it a try, see if it works. So after doing all that, it still didn't work. So what I ended up doing was just order a new sensor. I got this from Rock Auto. Took a couple of days to get here, but inside, as you can see, the connector is exactly the one that goes in my car. I don't know, for some reason, when I put in my car details like 2011, 335, xdrive, and whatever, it just shows up with the gray connector. But I finally got this one, the blue one, because I know that the one that goes in my car is blue. So this is what I'm going to install inside. I don't even want to take the wheel off right now, so I basically know where everything goes. So I'm just going to change the connector, put it in, and we'll see if it works. Okay, so I cleared the codes. The codes are gone, but we're going to find out if it worked or not after I go on this drive. So usually before I would just drive for a couple of seconds and then the codes would come back. Let's see if they do. There's actually usually cops around here, man. That's looking good. That's looking real good. Okay. Oh, god damn Okay, so I had issues with my burbles too, where my burbles just basically just went away. But I'm guessing they're back, and they're loud. Oh damn, that's loud. Look at that. I love an E92 with no lights on the dash. I love this. I know this took way too long than it should have. I tried to make the other sensors work, but what I've learned with this car is just give it what it wants, man, and then it's gonna run fine. I am so excited to drive this again, because with the ABS light and everything on, I just like the car just doesn't give you enough power, and it's at stage 2. So yeah, I'm gonna push it to stage 2 now, finish up the rest of the work, and thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.